What's going on, paisanos? V here. Finally feeling a lot better than I did the past week. I felt good for like half a day and I got sick again. It's horrible, but it's done. It's gone. It's over with. Your boy V's here. Paisanos, we ain't stopping. The market is non-stop, always changing. Sick, healthy, indifferent, it doesn't matter. Cards still change in the market. Buyouts still happen. People still go crazy over certain combos that they may or may not do. People are getting excited over the ban list. People getting hyped up for cards that realistically don't do nothing, or realistically give them a huge advantage over the meta, in which they'll get the card for cheaper and everyone will be sitting there wondering what the hell and not having the ability, and back and forth, vice versa. It always happens. The market, as I always say, is a living, breathing thing. And unlike your boy V, the market don't get sick. The market doesn't take off days. The market doesn't stop. Literally, as you're watching this video, the market is moving. It is the perfect definition of a digital, living, breathing entity that just keeps evolving, keeps changing. Certain buyouts happen over here. Certain sales happen over here. This card price drops. This card price moves. And the market non-stop does it. Now, one of the first things I'll talk about, obviously, with the changes of the new ban list, the must-have card is going to be Fantastical Dragon Phantasmes. I know right off the gate in this video, I'm going to get people going, V, I told you this card's good. You said Max C, and look, we're not getting Max C by Nationals. That'll show you, V. Well, realistically, with Max C, if Max C came to 3, what would have happened? Only good things. Only good things would have happened. Fantastical Dragon Phantasme would have went down in value due to the fact that Maxi is obviously the better hand trap. That is a draw hand trap. With that said, we would have seen the market shift a little bit. Card prices would have dropped down from Phantasmes. Other versions of Maxis would have went up. And for the most part, the meta for your wallet would have been a way more balanced than it was going to have to be with the upcoming regionals, the YCS, and of course Nationals. So look at the current price point of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. It's about 103 to $105 for first edition for this card. This is now a must-have card. You have to buy this. There's no reprint version. There's no cheaper alternative. There is none of that. You want to go to Nationals? Do you really want to win? You need Phantasmes. You want to go to YCS? Do you really want to top that YCS? Cool. You have to get your Phantasmes. Do you want to get your regional invite to go to Nationals? Well, most players need Phantasmes. Now, if you watched my other video, guys, I did a couple of days ago, you would have seen that I did it with Prank Kids, got my invite. The deck was hella budget. We went back and watched that video. And you can still get your invite without Phantasme. You're just fighting an uphill battle, though. That's something you have to realize. Something a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players have to realize when looking at this card. Just looking at the bans what we have now, we're not getting any kind of special draw card. We're not getting anything that's going to really help us and save us from buying this card. You have to buy it. $300 and then your deck. Up next, guys, Pot of Extravagance. Now, we saw it with Ultigeist running Pot of Extravagance. We see that Guru Control runs Pot of Extravagance. Hell, a lot of decks run it. Dinosaurs can run Pot of Extravagance. Any deck, basically, that doesn't really need an extra deck can now run Pot of Extravagance. It is the card you can easily throw in there and call it a day. Well, look at a Pot of Extravagance price point. A card that was going down to almost near the $40 price point. Its market price has definitely spiked within the past week. Price of this card is currently roughly around $68. First edition versions are at $72. The high price of this card was $75. And it's not slowing down. It's not stopping. The card price is going to keep going higher. And this is going to hit Phantasme prices. This is going to do that. The draw cards from Savage Strike is going to hit these $100 price points, and you have to buy these if you want to run these decks. And unlike Phantasmes, if you're looking to play Ultigeist, besides the deck core, which is starting to increase in value, I'll show you in the market watch in a second, besides the other cards and evenly match infinite permanents, you now have to buy Extravagance. It's a must-have card. Moving forward, Super Poly obviously came to 2, and the market lost its mind. Now I'm pointing specifically to OTS Tournament Pack 9 Super Polys. They're about $10. You can get the secret rares. They're about 23 to 25s. Sure, but the updated card text, the best version, in my opinion, is super rare from OTS Tournament Pack 9. And these bad boys are about $10 a piece. They were $20 earlier, but once again, that's high prices. It's calming down. It's cooling off. Up next, Flame Buffer. Now listen, This card's about $1. It was like 80 cents. It went up a couple of cents, and I'm not convinced this card's gonna hit some dumb numbers. This card came in the same structure deck, Power Code Link, as Lady Debug. Now, if you bought the structure decks, you just swap out cards for cards. You grab those 2 Lady Debugs, throw them to the side, you put in Flame Buffalo, and you're good to go. That's simple. Next, guys, Sky Strikers. So Kagari's might be going down in value for the ultimate version of this card, and I think a lot of you players are kind of excited about that. Thank you once again for TCG Player official in stores. Must review their Konami OTS agreement for selling this product. Sure, really. If you guys don't know, last week TCG Player took down a bunch of OTS product from their website, saying Konami says you shouldn't do this. That's a bad thing. And then every Yu-Gi-Oh player was like, cool, but what about eBay? Then TCG Player realized, oh, wait a minute, I was given $10 million by my investors to open up a new branch. The mayor came down, it's all over their Twitter, and I better make those investors happy by allowing players to sell more cards. Break your morals when you take investments, TCG Player, and I think this is the first indication of that. I don't like store selling on here, I'll be the first to admit it. But the same token, it is what it is. There are some stores that hand OTS product out to their players, and some that are going to be doing this. There's a shady version of this. And if Konami really wanted to crack down on stores who are doing this, it's relatively easy to do. It's really easy, to be honest with you. It's just whether or not Konami can do it if they have the employee time to do it. Whereas I know that, you know, with the limited amount of employees they have and hours they have, putting it towards what project, obviously. And this one, they actually tried to ask TCG Player, which is hilarious because it just blew up in their face. Once again, I think TCG Player is not bad of a website. I really don't think it's a horrible website at all. I just think that TCG Player has no competition, so they kind of do what they want and then player base and engage their player base. And then they realize, oh, wait a minute, we got to make the players happy because there are customers as well as players. You know how that works. Anyway, moving forward, guys, so let's Sky Striker Bubble. Let's Engage. Engage is going up. It was 41 earlier. We're seeing it roughly around 43 for Unlimited. Engage is higher than its current $39 market price. Looking at Engage for first editions, it's about $45. The crazy thing about this card is I don't think it should be going up. The fact that it's going up right now kind of is catching me off guard, to be honest with you. Looking at Widow Anchor, it's went up a little bit too, about a $30 market price. First editions are about $32. Truly honest opinion, I think both of these cards are going to be going down. Multiple reasons. One, Strikers, even though they're still a viable deck, is going to go down because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players playing Strikers now can't go, oopsie, I have autopilot the deck, because a lot of other decks have ways to check them automatically before the change in the ban list. Number one. Number two, Strikers, even though they're still a phenomenal deck, Engage is getting a reprint. This card's going to get reprinted. Everyone's going to have it. At secret rarity, it's going to be going down. And number three, even though Strikers moving into Nationals is still a top tier contending deck, there's still a lot of more decks that just laugh at Strikers. You don't have to look far other than the OCG to see neutered Ultra slapping Strikers, which are also neutered. At the time they weren't as well. You can still see Ultra with Manhunt just absolutely bodying Strikers. Now, what does this mean for the Striker players? Your deck is still good, but the whole formulation of the deck is going to drastically change. And we would have to see what happens with that post-ban list. Next, Witch's Strike. Now, I mentioned earlier, Guru Control, Ultra hell, this card's even good against Pendulum Magicians, the new versions of Pendulums, because it basically falls in this card's place. This card is a super, nobody's looking at this card, off the market card. I've been talking about forever if you've been watching this channel. You have been watching this channel, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and the notification bell when I do my live streams. But looking at Witch's Strike, if your opponent negates a normal summon or special summon monster, or the activation of a card or effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls and in their hand. Oh, cards, I'm sorry. Your opponent controls and in their hand. Basically, clear your opponent's field and hand. One card. So your opponent activates a protocol if you're playing against all the guys' mirrors, just all the guys in general. You Witch's Strike them, clean the board up. You're playing against Pendulums, they negate something, you go, cool. Witch's Strike, clean the board up. Guru Control, they negate, you go, great. Witch's Strike, clean the board up. This card's going to be used for cards. For decks, and I can only imagine being not only the decks I mentioned before, but Salamangreats or Sky Strikers, just to end that game or to gain the advantage. Because that's the game we're going into right now. I think combo decks are still in the meta right now, but they take a little bit of a hit, so you won't see as many. And we're going to see a lot of more of these control-y type builds. These control-y type builds going into Nationals. And this is probably one of the best cards to stop control. If you're looking at this to stop control and you can't OTK, Witcher Strike is exactly the card you're looking for. You can do Red Reboot, and it's not a bad card whatsoever. But if you can't kill me next turn, you just gave me a trap and pay out your life points. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna have more attrition and just run the board faster than you can. So with Witcher Strike, you clean the board out, and then you keep playing, because your opponent's playing top deck mode versus whatever you have, minus the Witcher Strike you used to stop them, and the card you had to sack to further negation. So I think this is, once again, a highly underrated card. Unlimited of 5s, first edition versions starting at $7. You go on eBay, I'm not sure, I bought a German playset for like $10 each, and I'm very happy with those results. Hopefully you guys got yours just lying about, because this is a very underrated card right now. Dimensional Barrier. I know people were looking at Pendulum Magicians topping this weekend. We saw a couple of the new versions of them topping, and we're like, oh my god, we got a new meta deck. We don't. We don't. This one card just shuts that whole... It says pendulums on the card. You flip it, you say pendulums, you look at them, you smile, and they just go past turn. They set one face down, past turn. And you're like, oh, okay, that's good. And then you just rip them apart. So... I think D-Barrier is a great card. Obviously, you can put other cards in, but I think D-Barrier is a phenomenal card against not only pendulums, but any deck that's using extra decks that's not links, which, once again, I think is going to be, as we move forward, more of a mainstay for this meta. I think a lot of you players realize that as they are looking to play cards like D-Barrier to stop any kind of deck that uses extra deck monsters, once again, minus link, and it's dirt cheap right now. D-Barrier is currently roughly around $4 for the first original print, first edition, $4 right here. You get Mega Tins for like $2.50, and they got commons for under $1. Starting Phantom Fusion Dragon is one of the greatest cards that is going to be great against combo-based decks. Listen, if you're a combo-based player and you're going, V, I got my Danger Crusader, Guard Dragon, whatever the hell else you want to tack on there, because it kind of works, and I burned through 15 cards, at least 10 cards in my extra deck, well, great. Super Pie's at 2 now. Starting Phantom Fusion Dragon says it just needs 2 Dark Monsters on the field. That's it. And I believe those decks have some Dark Monsters on the field. In fact, let's be honest with you, I go Super Poly, I take 2 of your monsters on board away, and I go into Starting Venom Fusion Dragon. You're in a bit of a hard spot. And I haven't done anything other than Super Poly, pitch a card. I still have 4 cards in my hand to play, and I took 2 of your cards away. Thank you for that, by the way. Not only mentioning just cards like Spear Mode, which against those big spam variants, you Spear Mode, they scoop because the extra deck is what? If they do everything correctly, 4 cards, sure, you got 4 cards in extra deck. I cleaned your field out. What are you gonna play? The Beat Stick, the deck? It's trash. Against, once again, combo-oriented decks, in which I feel we're moving into towards Nationals. We'll look at Starting Phantom Fusion Dragon, the most expensive version is coming out of Invasion Vengeance. Mark price is about $3.50. It's not. Looking at limited versions, it's $7. First editions are at $9. After that one's gone, it's about $12 for Secret Rare Original Print Starting Venom Fusion Dragons. Now, you can buy a cheaper version over here. It's like $2.50, $3.50 for the Ultra Rares. The Invasion Vengeance, the 2017 Megaton ones are roughly around $3 to $4 as well. I'm sorry, no, $3 after that one's gone. It's $5 to $6 for the 2017 Megaton version of Starting Phantom Fusion Dragon. The card price keeps moving faster as limited quantities in the market. You see 8 prices, 9 prices, and 12. This is a card you're going to want to grab onto as fast as possible, because when you're playing against, once again, those huge combo decks, you just Super Poly them and they just die. They just go, okay, I just lose now. And you're like, yeah, you do. And they go, okay, that's fine. And they die. In real life. No, joking. Dinosaurs are getting a ton of hype. Now, let me just pre-emphasize what I'm about to say next by, I don't think it's going to matter. I think dinosaurs are really good. I'm excited about dinosaurs getting this new support. I just don't know if it's enough, to be honest with you. Looking at cards like Double Evolution Pill, only came out on Battle Legends / Revenge. Market price is $13. We're seeing it at $13.50. This card has jumped heavily over the past week. Looking at Soul Evil Overwrap, the card only came out in the structure deck. Well, this bad boy's hitting about $4, so almost near $5 from a structure deck. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from the same structure deck, you say? Oh, don't worry about it. That's 3s. Now, this is in the structure deck Dynamatch's Fury that back in the day had Twin Twisters and a bunch of other, as you can see, a bunch of other spice cards. That was like the real go-getter cards. Nobody figured these cards would go up to the current price points where they're going at. But here they are. I think dinosaurs have a lot of cool things. Obviously, other cards like Fossil Dig from OTS Pack 7 Super Rares are hitting near 8. After that one's gone, they're going to be about 10, where the wall is about 18 of them. Market price is $4 on this card, and now we're seeing it hit these insane numbers for these cards. We also have Jirac Aleo, another card for its DT versions. Used to be $6, and now this one over here is 20. After that's 26. The hit are still roughly around, like, this, you got one over here for $3, but they go pretty fast. And I think that's also pretty cool. I think it's really cool to see that this deck is, you know, a lot of you players getting excited about this. But I don't think it's going to be good enough. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know if dinosaurs are strong enough to play against the current competitive meta that we're going into. Dinosaurs was a great deck, but when it plays against control, it just falls apart. And that's the biggest problem with dinos. Unlike the heavy combo decks, which can put at least 3 negates on board and say, hey, listen, I got a threat here for you. Dinosaurs' biggest threat is going into 1 negate plus Tyranno. Plus Tyranno, which is a phenomenal card, but is it really worth, is it strong enough to combat this current meta we're in? And I don't know if it is. That's the hard part to figure out. And if you think it is, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to know what you guys think. The Hidden City for Guru Control players is $25 in the market price, and you got an unlimited at 26, 25s. First edition is roughly around $27. The card's almost near $30 on the market. Guru Control, obviously unscathed by the meta, and to me, even though I like Guru Control, it's more of an autopilot control deck. You open your turn, you have the Pot of Extravagance, then it's either terraforming to your Hidden City, or you have Hidden City, and do you have Guru in hand? No, then play Hidden City. If you don't play Hidden City, but you have Guru, then you can do the opposite way. You go back and forth on it. It just, to me, it's very autopilot. Mid-game of Guru Control is kind of fun, but early game is really boring. After that, you set your back row and you hold your hand, and you go, can you stop what I can do? Because other than that, I can't. All the guys are a little bit different. It's more of a, you got to play your cards, and also cards like Ultra Multi-Faker are rising because Yu-Gi-Oh players are also realizing that. They're realizing this deck has not only can it has cards that you can play in your opponent's turn, and proc cards like Multi-Faker to disrupt play on your opponent's turn, but this card also is just good in general. With the new support coming out, with Manhunt, take your monster, proc Multi-Faker. Infinite Permanence, stop a card effect, proc Multi-Faker. Hell, you can main evenly match, and your opponent has a huge dino board, you just go evenly match, proc Multi-Faker. It doesn't stop being amazing. It's always amazing, and I love to say it because it feels so good that Ultra Guys did not get hit on this ban list. Listen, I was trying to be realistic with you guys by saying forever how I felt Ultra Guys should have been hitting the ban list, and I still do, by the way. This deck's insane. And moving forward in the meta, I think this deck is the biggest deck that nobody saw coming except, you know, the players playing all the guys' decks. I think this is a great deck. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to stop picking this deck up as we see in the market price of Ultra Guys cards like Multi-Faker, which is $7 market price, but we look at unlimited versions, they're around 9s. First editions are hitting almost near $10. I wonder how long it'll take to see Multi-Faker back at its $15 price point where it originally was at. Up next, Magnet Reverse. Do not buy this card. It's a horrible buy. Market price of this card is roughly around $13. We saw this card hit up to, like, I think, what was it, $50 earlier because of hype. Now we see it back down to about $14. Still a little bit higher than its current market price. Listen, this card, I get it. Cool. You could do cute little things. Machine or rock. Machine. I guess what you're doing there. It's just not worth it. It's just not good of a card. I'm not a big fan of this card. I don't think this card is worth it at the moment. I think once this card cools off the market, we could go back and talk about buying this card at like a $3 price point. But $14, I would not touch this card with a 10-foot pole. Next, Saryuja Skull Dread. You know, the card that did not get touched by the ban list. And now everyone's like, oh no, Combo's alive. Well, I think Konami is trying to show us something. Konami said, listen, we want Combo to still be a deck that Yu-Gi-Oh players can play. We still want there to be an option in an arsenal of decks that Yu-Gi-Oh players can choose from. We're not killing Combo decks. And for that, I agree. Because if you got rid of Saryuja Skull Dread, you have Thunder Dragon variant decks, which are trash against control decks. Like, Thunder Dragon variants are good decks, but against control decks, all the guys, cards like Summon Limit, they just lose. It just is what it is. They lose to Prank Kids. Now, listen, looking at combo decks, I still think they're going to be a thing in the meta. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are excited to play them, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh players should be able to play them. Without Summon Sorceress, the deck is almost kind of fair, and I kind of like combo decks, to be honest with you. I don't personally want to play them, but I want players to have that option. And everyone who thinks this card's unfair, it is. But we're in a meta right now where everything's unfair. Name your deck. It's probably it probably does something that's pretty unfair. And to its credit, good. I want to see that deck see play. We're all Super Saiyans. Let's just go Super Saiyans and smack each other up. Like, why are we slow? Why are we getting? There's no more rank up magic. There's no more herb dirt. One card I win, or you spear mode me or kaiju me. You control the game and win. None of that crap. It's just let's do our thing. My deck does its thing. Your deck does its thing. Let's see who can get to each other's bag of tricks first and who can outplay each other. I like this meta a lot, and hopefully you guys do too. Let me know in the comment section if you do, guys, and let me know what deck you're looking to play. Up next, number 6, KONAMI Atlantis. What? Did I misspell Atlantis? Anyway, so this card is going back down in value. My price of the card is roughly around $2. We see it hit, as you can see over here, it bottoms out $20. It was bought out. The last one over here is $18, and then some guy was like, listen, guy, give me like $5 for this card. I'll plus $3. I'm happy. I guarantee you we're gonna start seeing the price point of this card drop substantially after this. Evidently there was an FTK, and I wish I had more time to do it. If I wasn't sick, I would do a video and talk to you about the FTK. Because to be honest with you, I don't care about FTKs. And let me explain why. Unless it's a very consistent FTK, an inconsistent FTK will not do nothing besides locals. You can't go to regionals with a crappy FTK and think you're gonna crappy FTK everybody. You're gonna get demolished. You can't go to YCS and get FTK'd with an inconsistent FTK. You're gonna get crapped on. And if you go to nationals with an inconsistent FTK, you'll have a cool trick to a lot of angry players every couple of rounds, and then you'll ultimately lose your invite into the Worlds because you brought a crappy deck to a hardcore tier Yu-Gi-Oh event and got dunked on. It's that simple. Remember back in the last ban list when everyone was like, V, Cyber Slime FTK, it's so good, buyouts galore? It didn't do anything. And I think if this FTK was still around, I don't think it would have done anything. We have a lot of hand traps. Like, an uncomfortable amount of hand traps in this game. And FTKs, it's getting harder and harder for anyone to have their own FTK deck, let alone one that's consistent enough to go through 9 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Day 1, 3 rounds Day 2, and top 64 at a YCS, or 9 rounds at a regionals. It just doesn't happen. Dangers. So, you're probably sitting there going, V, what about Dangers? Well, look at the current price point of Dangers. I think they're going to start going lower in value. And I don't think it's because of the ban list. You can see here, all Dangers for the most part are stabilizing, if not increasing a little bit, as you can clearly see over here. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is Dangers are going to be going down because of the reprint. We know Tsuchinoko's getting a reprint, and I think it's pretty easy to say that other Danger cards will get a Prismatic Seeker reprint. Prismatic Secret Rare is definitely higher than the current Secret Rares. It's the best version of Secret Rares. So looking at these Danger cards, they're going to be going down in value organically through to that. Now, it might happen after Nationals, but it's going to happen nevertheless. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to grab some Danger cards, realizing that you might lose money. I hate Dragon Tiamatron. I like Tiamatron. Market price was almost near $5. We look at the card. It's about $4. First edition is also about $4. Well, what happened to this card, V? Well, this card is past our meta here in TCG. See, in the OCG, the card had a ton of meta play. Here in the TCG, not so much. It just, the timing of the meta wasn't right for this card to fit in properly. And to be honest with you, the only deck this card would still currently see any kind of play in would be Magical Musketeers if it got its OCG support. And that deck's tier 2, maybe tier 1.5 if we're lucky, with OCG support here in the US. But being the fact that we haven't gotten any of that OCG support here for Magical Musketeers, or Magic Bullets, whatever you want to call it, yeah, this doesn't do anything, unfortunately. It's going to be going back down to $1 binding price. Max C. So, once again, like I said beginning of the video, people are going, ha, Mac, you were wrong about Max C, V. I told you. Alright? Enjoy spending $300. Like, that was the alternative. It was we get Max C, whose price is as low as $5, I'm sorry, $6, or the alternative, $100 Phantasma's. I was trying to help everybody out. I was looking at the meta. I was looking at the meta from Konami's standpoint, going, "Okay, do we really got to promote Savage Strike? We sold the crap out of it. We don't have any more as Konami. Distributors don't have any more. So some distributors have at Walmarts and Targets that are overcharging. We don't. This done. Maybe we should have Maxi and then make a reprint Maxi about Legends to get you players excited about maybe the potential multiple Maxis coming out on the following ban list. That's the way I was thinking about it if I was Konami." And given you can play a cheap alternative to Phantasme, which is a $100 card. Once again, you're going to want to get 3 of them. Have fun spending that money on that. I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, so there's a lot of people going, V, I told you so. And then turning around going, oh my god, I gotta buy Phantasmes. If you currently have Phantasmes, great. You have $300 worth in 3 cards. You know what I'm saying? From now on, everything's done at Phantasme value. Everything. My rent for my house is 6 Phantasmes. I pay a month in bills and utilities, probably about 35 Phantasmes. My car cost me about, oh my god, about 50 Phantasmes at one point in my life. I just got my alternator done. It's about 2 Phantasmes, 2 Phantasmes and a and an Engage for my car. Yeah, no, it's just these numbers are getting really, really out of hand. Up next, guys, Harpy. Oh, by the way, let me go back to Max C. I just skewed over it. Looking at Max C, the price point, market price is 135. Obviously, we're seeing it at 150. Wait. If I was you, I would highly recommend looking at the next Battles of Legends, because this should be, if this card comes out Prismatic Secret, it beats Secret Rare, and the only version higher than that would be Ultimate Rare Max Cs. So if you have Max Cs, please consider selling them and just keeping yourself a play set, because if we get a Prismatic Secret Rare Max C in Battles of Legends or the I don't want to say Gold set because that just sounds horrible. The Gold Sarcophagus 2019 Megaton set, then none of this really matters, does it? By the way, I said 2019 Megaton. I meant to say 2019 Megaton for that Prismatic Secret. Someone's gonna comment below wrongly, just correct them, because they're not gonna watch the full video, because they're taking a crap or they're watching out lunch. So just comment below, say, hey, listen, watch the full video. Don't crap on the guy though. But yeah, anyway, if this card comes out Prismatic Secret, the only higher version will be Ultimate Rare. So I just wanted you guys to keep that into consideration when talking about Max C, when looking at Max C. And I'm dead serious. If you can get Ulti Max C's, grab them. But Max C's getting almost to the price point where, like, it's kind of like Harpy's Featherluster, where when you have it, even at its market price, would you really play it? Because it sounds kind of stupid playing that kind of money. Then again, you're gonna be playing $300. So it's okay if you can play cards that are worth 3 Phantasmes each. Are you okay with that? Is what I'm trying to say when it comes to the Max C. As far as Harpy's Featherluster, this is at least 8 Phantasmes. That's just stupid. That's just stone cold stupid. And I would not recommend anyone to look towards playing that Harpy's Featherluster. Looking at the Prismatic Secret Rare, Harpy's Featherluster, market price is $21. Still overpriced. Still a lot of money, to be honest with you. I can't say for anyone to go grab these. I know some people are like, V, should I grab Harpy's Featherlusters? They're like 19s, bro. I can't be okay with that price point. Then again, look at other versions of Harpy's Featherluster. The cheapest version over here is $7, higher than $6 market price. So Harpy's Featherluster, if you don't have this card, you get one for yourself, but don't invest in it, because I feel like the well is pretty much dry on this card. Will this card come off the ban list under the TCG? I think it will. I think I'll be hitting, you know, hopefully by August ban list. We would have to see though. And the last but not least, Dark Neostorm. So the initial, we finally get the spoiler. The thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, I feel like, and guys correct me if I'm wrong, but let me know if you're feeling this vibe as well. We'll slowly get leaks, and we'll be really excited. Then we'll get the full spoiler, and instantly, everyone will start being upset. Dark Neostorm is a phenomenal set. Do not get it twisted. This set has 2 hand traps, monster hand traps, and a bunch of other phenomenal cards for decks like Salamangreat, Altergeist, and more. And I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are missing the beat on Dark Neostorm. And I can't wait to do a market watch about this set. I think this is a phenomenal set. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to going to your pre-release. And hopefully you guys are looking forward to grabbing some boxes of this set. This is a very good set. Don't let Yu-Gi-Oh! Players trying to kind of say how bad it is. Because those are the same guys saying how bad it is are buying up boxes of the set. Or buying out a bunch of cards to throw to the side. Don't fall for that trap. And I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were. And look at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch Facebook page. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are kind of getting over that and looking at cards going, no, there has to be something in here. And they're right. There's a lot of great value in Dark Neostorm. And like I said, I can't wait to do a market watch when we get the spoilers here on TCG Player. KONAMI lets them. Anyway, Pazans, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It's your boy V, Pazans, and you have a good day.